Welcome to today's program, Elko Live, here on KELK, featuring our guest, Julie Gabrielson, Nevada Department of Wildlife Conservation Educator. And by the time this broadcast airs, you're going to be over there at the Sportsman's Expo.
Yeah, it's happening fast. It's coming hot, and it's happening.
It is all happening. And every year just seems to get better and better. It's hard to believe, and you're doing it up a little bit different this year, Julie.
We are. We mixed it up. We decided to go with a Friday-Saturday event this year and 2 full days instead of a full day Saturday and a partial day Sunday. So actually Friday and Saturday are the days. February 27th, 28th, come down and see us from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Elko Conference Center. It's free to the public. We've got the youth activity room that's also free for the kids to come through and really have a good time. They can go shoot some archery. They can shoot at a pellet gun range. It's this big, cool, inflatable pellet gun range. Free wildlife totes that they get to color and take home. Fly tying, wildlife education with a bunch of skins and skulls. We've got a bunch of reptilious creatures that will be there for you to enjoy. We've got several snakes. We've got a Gila monster coming in. One of the snakes they do actually pull out of its enclosure and let the kids get to play with it, and not so much play with it, but touch it and learn a little bit more about it up close and personal. That's one of our rosy boas from the Western region. So lots of cool things that take place at the Elko Sportsman's Expo. Again, it's free to the public. We've got 3 great co-sponsors. That's Fifth Gear, Power Sports, Riverton, those two have been a long time co-host for us, and then Muley Maniacs. They're new to our co-host board, and they've been coming a couple of years. So a great group of vendors coming in. Our facility is full. I don't know if we could get any fuller than we are this year. We've got clothing, camouflage, optics, optical gear, packs, all kinds of cool stuff. Racks, some fabricated racks for OHVs. Of course, we've got Fifth Gear and Riverton bringing in some of their cool vehicles as well, and OHVs. So it's a great time, and we encourage you to come down and check it out. Of course, food and beverages will also be there, so you can have some lunch while you're there and some snacks for the kids while you're walking around, and come say hi to everybody.
Nice. It's going to be indoors and out, right, Julie?
Well, the food vendors will be outside,
food,
but
okay.
no, most of the time, Fifth Gear and Riverton do park some vehicles and OHVs around the facility outside, but a big part of their display is inside as well.
Great. So no matter what the weather's doing, and again, the Sportsman's Expo is for anybody who likes adventuring or the outdoors. It's not just about hunting, fishing. Certainly with all the kids' activities you mentioned, it's a perfect Friday event for families.
It is. And, we opened it up to Friday knowing we've got a 4-day school week in not just in Elko County, but all of the counties surrounding us as well. And then a lot of the employment around here is 4-day work week. And so a lot of folks have Fridays off, and this frees up Sunday for them. So if they don't make it down on Saturday, it just gives a little bit more of an option for them. And it really seemed to dial in and line out with all of our vendors as well. And a lot of folks seem to be really excited about the Friday option instead of being there Sunday morning.
Nice. And all this fun for free admission to the Elko Sportsman's Expo, underway today and Saturday at the Elko Conference Center. Very cool, Julie.
Yeah.
Well, and then getting right back into Hunter Ed time.
Hunter education, yes. If you are looking for a hunter education class, give me a call at 775-777-2305. We do have classes scheduled throughout the rest of the spring, but we are getting ready to change platforms for the registration method. It's going to be it's going to actually tie your registration page in with your hunt account as well, and your sportsman's account. So we're in that process of transferring over from the old system to the new system. So if you're seeing that things just aren't looking right and you're not able to register for a class that you see online, give me a call, and we are working through this. There are going to be some extra little steps that we're going to have to do in the meantime in that conversion time. So feel free to reach out to me again, 775-777-2305, and we'll get you and your students set up for hunter education classes.
Sounds great, Julie. Well, for anybody suffering cabin fever, although it's been a pretty mild winter, there are all kinds of volunteer opportunities coming up. Time to get outdoors, right?
And these are, I'm going to tell you about a few of them, but we really, even volunteers at the Elko Sportsman's Expo, the kids room is heavily based off of volunteer efforts as well. So lots of options for for you. If you want to get outside, you want to be a part of things, we always have options for you. And so if any of this sounds familiar, I'll give you a phone number ahead of time before I do it afterwards as well. Nicole Hamlin is our volunteer coordinator, and her number is 775-777-2388. And so we did have to cancel our ice fishing clinic this year. Again, ice is just not safe anywhere you go. There are some areas that people are still venturing out into it, but it really is getting pretty sketchy out there. So if you are going out there and being one of the brave ones to try that, please take safety gear with you. I mean, and have people around that can help out in the event that something does go wrong. So ice is really considered unsafe at all waters at this point. So with that, we did have to cancel our ice fishing clinic because safety is a priority when we have our events out there. And that was also, we had help from volunteers with that as well. However, we do have lots of other events coming up, especially fishing related in the spring. We've got Free Fishing Day, which is the second Saturday of June. Angel Lake Kids Fishing Derby, which is July 18th. We're also going to do an intro to stream fly fishing in the spring. And then during the summer, we're going to do an intro to bass fishing and an intro to float tube fishing. So these are some things that you can look forward to, not just, if you want to volunteer and see if you want to get in on some of these as a volunteer, again, call Nicole Hamlin, and she can help dial you in on that. But otherwise, these are going to be events that are open for the public to be able to participate in as well.
That sounds fantastic. The number to call for Nicole is 775-777-2388. And that gets us right into some wildlife education, Julie.
We do. And we still have several of the February grab and go kits left. We were just talking about these cool little bird feeder kits that they get to make this year or this month. And you can pick those up at the Elko NDOW office at the front desk. They can help you get those.
They are really cute, and they're super easy. Families can put them together, and don't forget, every month features a different grab-and-go kit. They're free.
They're free, and they come with, most of the time they come with 90 to 100% of the supplies needed for it. Occasionally, there's a couple things that most households have, and so we just rely on those households to provide those items. But we provide everything that you could really need for most of these kits.
It's very sweet. That's Nevada Department of Wildlife, and you're on Youth Center Road right there?
We are, 60 Youth Center Road. Yep, just down East Idaho Street.
Okay, easy to get there. Trust me, I've been there quite a few times, so it's fun too. You can visit. You got a big fish tank going on in there. The Rosie Bow is there.
Yeah, and then we've got a ton of mounts and wildlife displays,
yes.
and so lots of cool things in there you can look at.
Yep, almost as cool as the Wanamaker Wildlife at the museum in Elko. And then let's talk about fisheries with Julie. People are super excited. Again, the weather's been mild, and so it might be confusing, but I guess the fishing's okay.
So like we just talked about, ice is considered unsafe. Just stay off of it. There's plenty of open water out there right now, and it's cold water. So trout fishing actually improves with colder water. So, but on warmer days, they're going to be fun too. So at the area reservoirs, go on out, check out the shoreline, take your boat out. And a lot of the boat ramps are not in place yet, but you can launch from some shore areas without an actual boat ramp at this point. So go check them out. Trout fishing, it's also going to improve out at the at Ruby Lake at the Wildlife Refuge out in Ruby Valley. Springtime trout anglers, remember that the South Fork Humboldt River upstream of Lucky Nugget subdivision, it's a special regulation water, and so you're limited to one trout in that area with artificial lures and single barbless hooks only. So make sure you're paying attention to your regs for these areas that you're going out to as well, that you may not be quite as familiar with as other areas.
But that sounds like a great little escape just to blow off some steam.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, and like you said, the weather has been really fair and mild for the most part. We did get some good weather last week, but now it's clear again. And so lots of places that you can get into and enjoy that fishable water.
We're talking with Julie Gabrielson, Nevada Department of Wildlife Conservation Educator. And I don't know if it's just me, Julie, but I just seem to be seeing a lot of birds, a lot of soaring birds.
It's that time of the year. It It is. It's that time of the year that they're getting ready to do any of their nesting and pairing up, and you're going to see a lot of birds. So living with raptors is one of our topics this month that we're hitting on. Owls, eagles, hawks, osprey, falcons, vultures, they're all groups of raptors, and they can be seen in all of our backyards throughout the area. All of these species are protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act and Nevada state law. It is illegal to pursue, hunt, shoot, wound, kill, trap, capture, possess, or transport any of these migratory birds, including feathers, eggs, or nests even. So some tips for living with raptors, because we do get quite a few calls about raptors, people concerned about their poultry or their small pets. And so we just thought it was probably time that we talk about it a little bit more as well. So raptors are really incredible creatures. They really are. And it's really cool to be able to just sit back and enjoy them and watch them do what they do. But it's always also good to observe them from a respectable distance. Supervise your small pets when you're outside. If there is a raptor present and you are concerned, here are some things that you can do about it. Obviously, keep your pet on a leash, stay nearby. Raptors not likely to come in and swoop in on your pet if you are nearby. With the exception of the great horned owl, raptors cannot fly while carrying more than their body weight. In most cases, that's under 3 pounds. Now, when a raptor attacks a pet, it's usually because it's defending near like a nearby nesting area, or its chicks, or its clutch. So great horned owls, that exception there, they can carry 4 to 5 pounds. So if you've got a 15, 20 pound dog, they're probably pretty safe. Now, there have been instances where they have been, swooped down on, but the likeliness of them being able to be carried off is very slim. Keep your domestic livestock, chickens, ducks, keep them in an enclosed coop, especially at night, and even, put a cover over the top of their coops as well during the day, because it is essentially our responsibility to keep our pets safe from the predators. Modify your habitat so that there's fewer desirable areas for the raptor to perch or nest nearby. So if you've got your coop next to a bunch of trees or power poles or fence line, they have a place to sit and watch. And so you just keep kind of aware of the different things that raptor nest sites may have nearby them, and give them a lot extra space if you do see an active nest.
Yeah, I think that's important. We had a summer in our family of the cycle of life in which our daughter learned, because we got chickens, 3 backyard chickens. They're so fun. And then we did not know there was a Cooper's hawk nesting in a beautiful pine tree nearby.
Yeah.
And sort of one by one. But yes, it is our responsibility to safeguard the animals. So,
it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's a good summary, I think, of what you might find. But enjoy the raptors, as you said. They're incredible birds to be able to see. We're so fortunate to have them.
They really are.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we are already on the doorstep of the big game application period.
It's almost here. Yeah. So the application period is going to open March 23rd and they'll close May 13th. The 2026-27 guide, it is coming out pretty soon, and you should see it online fairly shortly here, and then in a print copy within a couple of weeks of that. And it's going to have your applications and your regulations and all kinds of good things that you can learn about that application period in there. We have condensed our big game guide and our application guide into one book that will all come out at the same season or at the same time. So be aware of that when you see the new book come out. Also, the quotas that are listed in the seasons section of the book, those are based off of last year and really should only be used as a reference. Those quotas will actually be set for the upcoming season, May 8th and 9th at the State Board of Wildlife Commissioners meeting in Reno.
And this is exciting. I was just looking ahead to the topic of all the different surveys that are going on of the big game, and biologists are hard at work. I mean, there could be some things more access to some of these animals, I guess, here in the near future.
Well, we wrapped up a bunch of the winter elk surveys and deer surveys, and overall things are really are looking pretty average for the eastern region, even despite our lower precip that we've had this year. Calf recruitment on the elk side was average to slightly below average in most of the groups throughout the eastern region. Spring deer surveys have begun, and they will continue through the end of March. So the objectives of the flights are to assess the big game populations and how they're being impacted by the winter across the region, as well as the rest of the state, because they do fly these surveys around the state as well.
You have to wonder about the pressure of, on again, off again kind of weather, right? I mean, I guess we still have some drought conditions. It's been dry.
It has been dry. It really has been. I mean, we've been fortunate to get some stuff high up, and thankfully it all melts down, right? But I mean, even that's been limited in comparison to some years in the past.
Yeah, we need that snowpack for the spring melt, certainly, and to sustain us through the summer. But what about this? I'm fascinated with the collaring circuit that's going on. Everything from sheep to goats to moose.
Yeah, they've had a capture crew out, and what they do is they capture these species, and then they sample them, and then they collar them for us to track and watch their migration and their movement. So we've got deer, sheep, mountain goats, elk, and moose all across the region that have been sampled and collared over the last couple of months.
I can imagine that maybe in the near future we'll have a segment talking about moose safety.
Yeah, there's probably there might be need for that at some point. Yes. Yeah.
So these hardworking biologists are also working in trapping quail. We don't hear a lot about those adorable birds.
I'm telling you, they are one of my favorites. They come in and out of my property like they own it, and
you're so lucky.
I just love watching them. And I mean, it's to the point at my property where I won't let the dogs go outside if I know they're coming through, because like don't scare them off. Don't scare them off, because they're pretty, flighty. So they don't stick around too long if they see too much movement. But yeah, so we've been to our benefit, a lot of hardworking biologists that have been working across the actual northern part of the state for trapping valley quail, and numerous sites throughout Elko, Humboldt, Churchill, and Washoe counties. Their efforts have coupled with volunteers who have helped trap birds, and of approximately 1,000 birds have been transplanted to 10 different release sites in the eastern region. And that's all just to repopulate areas that have traditionally had birds, and for whatever reason they got fleshed out, and just rebuild those populations.
Well, that's fantastic news, and we'll keep tabs on them, obviously, but enjoy the quail if you encounter them as well. And then when it comes to law enforcement, Julie, as we've been hammering home, ice fishing is not safe.
It's not safe right now. Again, just stay off the ice. Just keep it simple and stay at the open water. But also shed hunting, it is closed. Just a reminder, on all public lands in Elko, Eureka, Lander, Lincoln, Nye, and White Pine counties. That will reopen on May 1st is when the shed season will open. We do have the shed ethics class that you do need to take online when you decide to go out for that May 1st opening. It is a free class. Usually about the beginning of April is when we start seeing that open up at the NDOWlicensing.com site to be able to take that certification. It does have to be redone every year that you decide to go out shed hunting. It's, again, NDOWlicensing.com, and that's where you can find the shed class. We've also got OGT, our Operation Game Thief. So if you're ever out in the field and you're out doing things, whether it be shed hunting, fishing, you're out there just hiking around and just exploring through the seasons. If you ever see something that just doesn't look right, I mean, oddly enough, we actually get a lot of calls in from folks that find deceased animals out there. And so they call it in to us, and we go out and we investigate it. And so sometimes it comes with people nearby, sometimes it's not, and they've been there for a while on their own. So call that number, 800-992-3030. There's also an app that you can download onto your phone. It's the NDOW Tip app. And so anytime that you see something out there that you feel like needs to be brought to our attention, give us a call and we'll go out and we'll investigate it. Never approach people in the field. So if you do see something that is actually people related out there, get all as much information to us as you can: vehicle, make, model, color, a license plate if you can, description of the individuals, and then let our investigators take it from there.
Yeah, they'll check it out, and I'm sure most of the time it's harmless, but it's always nice to be able to help out our wardens in the field and to keep care of our big game as well. As well as the landscape, Julie, because I can imagine there could be drug operations, plant grows, things like that.
Well, and and occasionally we get some notifications saying, hey, if you come across a grow, don't approach it. Just let us know the location of it. And again, let the investigators take care of it.
So, Julie, let's talk about operations. Again, we mentioned the big game application period will open before you know it, but you can also find help in the office for other types of operations.
Absolutely. And once those applications open, there is help in the office to help walk you through some of that too. If it's your first time and you're not familiar with it, or you get locked up somewhere on the site, they can help walk you through that even by phone. Google Chrome is the best way and the best platform for accessing the NDOW licensing.com site. It just operates much cleaner and smoother through Chrome. You can also go to the register or to the office to register any of your water vessels for 2026, and it's pretty much any time that you're ready to do that, they have that available. But you can also do that online through the NDOWlicensing.com. We are coming into boating season, so remember that buying a vessel without a title or previous proof of ownership is really kind of a bad idea. So if you really have found something that you really want and the paperwork may be a problem, call the office first. Those gals up front, Sydney and Natalie, they can help walk you through what potential issues you'll have, if you do purchase it, and walk you through the different processes to go through for that.
Always good advice. Nevada Department of Wildlife. It's easy to find them, call them, visit them online, NDOW.org, of course. And even though you do the boating, the water vessels, Julie, you don't do the OHVs.
Or the trailers for the boats.
Oh, wild. Yeah. Yes, they're both separate.
I know, we got to make it difficult for you. Yeah, so DMV will handle all of your OHVs and your boat trailers as well. And so if you need more information on that, you can go to ohv.nv.gov.
Think about when the rubber meets the road, because that's when you guys don't do the registration, right?
Pretty much, yes.
If it's got tires on it, it's going to go to DMV.
Yeah.
All right. And then tell us about folks who are out with bobcat, fox, and rabbit seasons.
Yeah, so trapping season is on, and we've got another. Those seasons end actually on Saturday, the 28th of February. So that is wrapping up pretty quick. So just keep that in mind while you're out there having some fun.
And then if you need a license, you can purchase new licenses also. This is the season.
It is, yeah. So your license, if you are on an auto renewal, or even if you're not on an auto renewal, it is probably getting ready to expire, because you need to have a new license for any tags that you're applying for. And that can be done online or in person. You can do it right there at the front office, and they can help walk you through that. So keep in mind, go in. It's probably not a bad idea to go online and check and see in your account at NDOWlicensing.com if you have an auto renewal set. It usually does send out an email to you and a notification letting you know, hey, you're getting ready to renew. You'll be charged this much on this date. And they've gotten it pretty streamlined to where most of those notifications, there aren't any issues with them happening. We do also have one more bobcat sealing date here in Elko at the NDOW office, March 10th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay. And again, most of the information that we're talking about regarding those licenses, NDOWlicensing.com, and super easy website, accessible, easy to use. And you can take your licenses, usually download them on your mobile device and take them out with you in the field.
Correct.
Right? Yes.
Yeah. So you don't have to have your licenses in hand anymore. You can have a screenshot of it, a picture of it on your phone. Your tags are another story. You do have to have any of your big game tags in hand for when you're out hunting in that season.
All right. Well, next topic. A lot of interest has been generated. Unfortunately, like a lot of things that get either politicized or certainly our public lands. We're all good stewards of our public lands, Julia. So many conservation groups come together. I mean, just look at the different banquets that we have, from turkeys to mule deer to you name it, ducks unlimited, all with the same goal in mind, and that is care for our wildlife, care for our landscapes. And that's why this work that goes on is so important, and it does involve the collaboration of these groups. And it's just important for people to be aware, Julie, and to know how we can all work to protect our landscapes.
It really does. And a lot of those NGOs that you were just talking about, a lot of their funding comes over to agencies like ours to help fund projects that we're doing to help with conservation. And rehabilitation on landscapes and everything. And so, like right now, our habitat division, they've got a herbicide and seeding implementation for post-fire rehab and restoration, and that's in coordination with private landowners, federal partners, some NGOs even in some cases. And we've wrapped that up for the season in the eastern region. In total, they covered over 29,000 acres that were treated for pre-emergent herbicide. And that was to remove invasive annual grasses like cheatgrass and medusa head. Over 43,000 acres were aerially seeded to reestablish plants for wildlife habitat and all of their needs. And then those acres also include treatments on 2025 fires like Jake's Fire, Cottonwood Peak, Adobe Mountain, Hot Canyon, and even past fires like Castle Ridge and Sheep Creek. So the habitat, they're out there with their feet on the ground, really, putting in a lot of efforts to try to bring back the vegetation and the resource really needed by our wildlife out there.
Absolutely. And there's nothing like our landscapes and our wildlife to bring people together. These are such amazing opportunities with conservation groups. For volunteers, people listening, whether you're a bird watcher or a hiker, you like photography, you just enjoy the outdoors, there are opportunities to volunteer, whether you're building guzzlers, removing fence, working in education, restoring riparian areas. I mean, from fish to fowl. I mean, it's all in there.
It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
We're so lucky to have an agency like Nevada Department of Wildlife. Again, not a political agency at all, but bringing together groups over a common interest. And so just a reminder, listeners, reach out to a conservation group, become a member, support those organizations, find out what the issues might be, and don't wait to do it. Find out now so that you can be proactive rather than reactive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can find out about all the things we've talked about today, have a great experience. Again, just a closing reminder of what's happening this weekend, both Friday and Saturday with Julie.
Yes, the Elko Sportsman Expo from 9 to 5 at the Elko Conference Center. Again, it's free. We want you to come down and check it out and have a good time. Come see our vendors, come see our kids' room, and just enjoy yourself for a couple hours through the day and take some time and come and just see what's out there. Like I said, we've got all kinds of stuff that's going to be there. Fabricated OHV racks, I guess is what I would call them. We've got packs. We've got a charter company coming in from Tahoe. We've got capture gear, which is optics, some attachments for optics. We've got optics and tripods. We've got all kinds of stuff coming in.
You've got stuff to wear too, right?
And clothing. Yep.
Yes.
And so we've got a company coming in from Utah called Big Rock Clothing, and they specialize in sportsman's related gear. But then we've also got camouflage and lots of cool things that you can come in and see.
Whatever you need to have fun, stay safe, explore the outdoors. This is one of the best things about living in Nevada and in rural Nevada is this gorgeous Great Basin that we call home, Julie.
Amen.
And so, yes, absolutely. Anything that we can do to help you even more appreciate all these opportunities, because a lot of this fun is free, just like the Elko Sportsman's Expo. 2 great days, a lot of wonderful sponsors. Make sure you reach out and thank them, Fifth Gear, Riverton, Muley, Maniacs, and enjoy the kids' activities for families. See the reptiles. I think you were going to get a Swainson's hawk, hopefully. Maybe not.
No, we've got the Harris's hawk coming. I'm so glad you brought that up because I forgot about that. Yes, we've got a falconer coming in both days, 10 and 2 on Friday and 10 a.m. on Saturday to give a presentation with his Harris's hawk.
Oh, there's nothing like seeing those beautiful, majestic creatures up close. So take your family, take your friends. Don't miss Elko Sportsman's Expo. As you're listening today, it's today and Saturday at the Elko Conference Center. Thanks, Julie, so much, and have a fantastic weekend. You have earned it.
Thank you. You too.